Hi, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Lucy.
And we run the blog Paleo Britain. A couple of weeks ago we made a video about the Eat Well guide, which was issued in the middle of March, and we talked about how bad the dietary guidelines for the UK are. So today we want to talk about the Brazilian dietary guidelines and just talk about how different they are to the UK, what a contrast they are, and actually how much better. So they basically have sort of three sections of there's 10 recommendations, but sort of three sections, and the main one is that you should make natural foods the basis of your diet. They don't even have a food guide at all, so there's no proportions that they're telling people of what should be on your plate. They just say make natural foods the basis of your diet.
Which is really good because it's a much simpler message. They're not saying you should have a small amount of this, 38% of this, and so it's not confusing in any way. They're just saying eat natural foods. And then the second one is to limit consumptions of processed foods and avoid ultra processed foods altogether. So that means they've said don't avoid things like soft drinks, avoid salty packaged snacks, avoid sweetened breakfast cereals, and more. So that's so different to our guideline where they've said, you can have these things in moderation and carbonated drinks are fine. They're saying avoid those and eat real natural foods.
And the other thing they have is like a sort of lifestyle aspect where they're saying to people that you should cook your meals from scratch and develop and share cooking skills. And it talks about the fact that if you don't know how to cook, you should ask family and friends that do to help you, share recipes and ideas with friends and colleagues. So they're really encouraging people to get back in the kitchen. So basically, if you're eating natural foods and cooking your meals from scratch, it's going to have a huge impact on the health of their nation.
Exactly, and part of that as well is they say, where possible, eat in the company of friends and family and colleagues. They're saying that eating is part of your lifestyle and it should be really important, and eating processed foods on the go isn't really part of that. So we thought that was a really nice part of of their golden rules, because that doesn't even feature in our guideline.
No. And then finally, so they have those sort of three things that they talk about, and then finally they say be wary of food advertising and marketing, with this specific quote where they say the purpose of advertising is to increase product sales and not to inform or educate people. Be critical and teach children to be critical of all forms of food advertising and marketing.
Which is completely opposite to what we have in our guidelines. Our guideline has so many foods on it that is actually almost marketing those foods, like we talked about in our other vlog. And in theirs, they're saying, be really wary. If someone's saying, this cereal is really good for you, it's because they're trying to sell that cereal, not because the cereal is actually good for you.
Exactly. So a huge contrast between the Brazilian guidelines and ours, and we really think that the UK should be adopting something along the lines of this.
Yeah, just something simple as avoid processed foods and cook from scratch, and would help people so much more than what we have now.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.